If you're a Jiu-Jitsu addict like me, in this video I'm going to give you a brief overview of what muscles we work when we are grappling, what joints generally take the brunt of that, and how we can oppose that and train the opposite sides in the weights room to make our joints just feel amazing. For those that are new to the channel, welcome. My name's Paul Green. I'm a former British paratrooper and Special Forces Support Group operator. I trained thousands of elite soldiers over the past decade from all different sporting backgrounds, and now I help men delete injuries and build physical body armor. What do we actually do in Jiu-Jitsu? It's fucking complicated. There's a lot going on, there's a lot of thinking, there's a lot of problem solving. However, there is patterns. And the first pattern is a grappling martial art. When we grab stuff with our fingers like this, we work the forearm flexors. It starts to cause dramas in our elbows. It's because we're overly working the forearm flexors and we're barely working the forearm extensors. Going up a little bit, our arm is often in this position. So as a byproduct of grappling, we're working a lot of biceps. With our shoulders typically are the foundation of our arm getting pulled all over the place. We don't really work the shoulders very much. They're just feeling the brunt of all that crazy arm pressure. So we don't really work the shoulders in this way, we don't really work the shoulders this way, and we don't really work the shoulders in this way. Horizontally, either pulling or pushing, or vertically pulling or pushing. Very much, right? Going down, our back, we don't really work our back much because most people don't really play stand up. They'll just pull guard, so you don't really work your back much. Going down to the hips, our hips are in that seated position where our knees are up, so we're working the hips in a flexed position, meaning that we're not really working our glutes. Our hamstrings are one of the biggest, most powerful muscles in Jiu-Jitsu when we're doing triangles, when we're playing guard, and we don't really work the quads, right? Going down to the lower limb, calves, tibant, ankles, don't really work them much at all, right? Other than when we're defending footlocks, for example. So, there is the pattern of Jiu-Jitsu. Heavily on maybe less than half of the body, we work doing Jiu-Jitsu. Now, if we can go in the weight room and target the other areas that we don't work on the mats, for example, starting with the extensors, our elbows are gonna feel amazing. And what do I mean just by working them? Go in the gym and develop the strength of these areas. Care about the numbers and have the intent to develop your strength numbers every single week. But by doing so, as a byproduct of that, you know, like let's say you're doing spider guard and stuff, constantly gripping, or in your no-gi, you're doing stand-up, collar ties. See, it's always in this kind of position, arm wrestler position. These muscles are barely getting trained on the mats. So by counteracting it and building balanced forearms, your elbows, the next joint up in the sequence, is going to feel a hell of a lot better than it currently is. Right? One thing that gets smashed, and it's one of the most common injuries in Jiu-Jitsu I've seen, last year was most of my clients had shoulder injuries. Shoulders do not get trained from a strength point of view on the mat at all. They just constantly getting pulled here, there, and everywhere. Americanas, Kimuras, arm drags, your shoulders constantly getting pulled out of socket. So in the gym, then you can do horizontal pressing, horizontal pulling, vertical pressing, vertical pulling. That gives you chest, back, shoulders, plenty of stuff to be doing from an upper body standpoint. The byproduct of that is you're going to actually help strengthen your biceps, which are getting missed out. Sorry, your biceps and your triceps, which are getting missed out on the mat as well. So again, byproduct is going to be the elbows, better, stronger elbows. Going down the body, there's not really much to say about the lower back standpoint, right? We don't really use the lower back very much in Jiu-Jitsu. We're sat down, we have our back on the floor, it's supported. So we'll use our core a little bit, but we don't really use it that much. Going down, hips, we're always in that flexed, seated position. Guard, whether that's our legs together, whether that's our legs open. So again, massive emphasis on hamstrings in Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, we do butterfly guard where we're using our quads a little bit, but the imbalance in our legs is going to cause us knee issues. And you probably felt it, knees sore after Jiu-Jitsu and stuff like that. And the reason is, it's just because we've massively got tight hip flexors, tight and strong hip flexors, and we've got tight and strong hamstrings. And all we need to do is just do the other bits. And you'll literally, in the first few weeks, you'll see massive increases of how well your joints feel as a result of this. So, just to summarize, prioritize the areas that you don't do on the mats. Don't avoid them. Go into the gym and have laser precision and focus. Develop your strength numbers week after week, right? Golden rule, work your joints through a full range of motion. One of the things with Jiu-Jitsu, as amazing as it is, we don't have full control over the variables. When you're in the weight room, you have full control over the speed of your repetitions, the amount of effort you put in, and the amount your joint is required to move during that movement. By having that laser precision, which you don't have on the mat, you then open up more doors of physical development, because you could intend to get fitter, to get stronger on the mats. However, your training partner doesn't really want you to achieve those things, so you don't actually get a chance to express yourself. In the weight room, we get always a chance to express ourselves every time we do a working set. But my advice would be to you as a beginner lifter, start things off 1, 2, 3 sessions per week and just prioritize the areas in which prioritize the opposite areas in which get absolutely destroyed on the mat. And I start things off by, I'm just going to literally point to them. Forearm extensors, forearm extensors, triceps, chest, shoulders, back, horizontal pressing, horizontal pulling, vertical pressing, vertical pulling, down the body, prioritize glutes, prioritize quads, and do everything through a full range of motion. Log your strength numbers and have the intent to develop your numbers every single week. If you do that, right, balance the books, your joints are going to feel a hell of a lot better. And one of the reasons, this is your dynamic assessment now, and I call this the longevity mindset. It's where you're constantly making adjustments to your weightlifting sessions ever so slightly based on the symptoms that you're getting on the mats. So for example, if your elbows are feeling fucked, you're going to have the confidence in going, okay, you look back at the amount of jiu-jitsu that you've done for the past few weeks, you look back at the series of jiu-jitsu you've just done, you might have just done loads of grip work or lapel fuckery, and you might be like, obviously my elbows are fucked because I've been massively overworking my forearm flexors for the past few months. And and obviously my knees are going to be fucked because I've done so much hamstring stuff on the mats. So now you can enter this dynamic decision-making process in the weight room, and you can bring that intelligent critical thinking into the weight room. Hopefully that makes sense, because that is what's going to keep you on the mats for the rest of your life. Just having that ability to dynamically make them changes whenever the symptoms come on. Because if the symptoms aren't there, then cool, that's fucking great. Just keep going on as normal, stick on the mat and keep pushing the numbers in the gym. You can have a more generalized approach. But when the symptoms do come on, the joint symptoms, the elbow issues, the knee issues, the shoulder issues, you just need a bit more precision, a bit more focus. That's it from me, gentlemen. Hopefully you can take something away from that video, and I will see you in the next one.